Welcome to another episode of the 247 Lose Weight and Natural Body Now. On Instagram, we're Natural Body Now 10 and 247 Lose Weight. Today we have Carl Laguerre, rhyming in care. And he's a world-class fitness trainer. He uses the product, the 247 Lose Weight, but he weighed 248 pounds and he went from 248 pounds down to 165 pounds. And I know a lot of y'all really don't believe that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off sharing the screen. I'm gonna share this computer screen and let's look at, you can see Carl here at his 165, but look at the size that Carl used to be. So this is his Instagram page, and I want all of y'all to follow him on Instagram at Carlitos_fitness way. So without further ado, Carl, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? My name's Carl Laguerre. I've been at this for a while. My lifestyle wasn't quite the best before. I used to like to go out to eat a lot, TGI Fridays. My favorite was ribs, pork chops, and I had the worst habit of eating like at night and then going straight to sleep, which is basically what got me to that 248 pounds that you see here.
Um, Keep going.
Now, I've changed my lifestyle around. Um, Aside from working out and eating right, I also got great help from I also got great help with a great supplement that actually helps me lose weight while I eat right. Now, diet is everything, but it's always good to have that extra help.
Okay. Um, Now, what were you eating late at night and then going to sleep when you was at 248 pounds?
Oh, I used to eat a whole lot of pizza. I had a craving for burgers. I don't know. Whenever the thought of a burger came to mind, I just had to have one. And I never really seen myself as big as I see myself in the picture now. People used to tell me, "Oh, you just look big boned. You look strong." And I used to just go by that and never really actually paid attention to my physique.
Okay, a lot of women, they're always asking, does the product work? Do they have to do a meal plan? What do they have to eat? What should they eat? Do they have to work out? And a lot of these women weigh about 250, 350 pounds. So um, tell us about your weight loss journey. But a lot of people want to know, how did you actually lose weight? Why and why? What was the turning point?
Well, the turning point for me, believe it or not, was actually a little wager with a friend. Um, he wagered me that I couldn't be a certain height and weight, and me not thinking realistically, assuming that I wasn't that fat that I could probably be 225 and shredded. I went ahead and took on this wager. I ended up losing, but in losing the wager, I gained a new perspective for a new lifestyle, and I can't help but say, but I love it right now.
How long have you been on this journey?
Been on this journey for about 18, 22 months.
Okay. Well, I'm going to share the screen, and I want you to take the audience through a lot of these pictures.
All right.
Okay, I see this picture here. Just pull that up. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's probably where I was my biggest right there, along with my recent show picture that's at the bottom. Um, that picture right there shocks me every time I look at it. Whenever I don't feel like going to the gym, I take a look at that and see and get my motivation. But at the same time, you can also see that I did have help and I did use supplements because you can have the diet, you could put in the work, but if you're not helping your body help yourself, you're just working harder, not smarter.
Okay. And that's the 247 Lose Weight and the Natural Body Now. I know a
Right.
lot of people going to be DMing you. They probably always DM you, ask you what you do. Let's go to this next picture. Tell us a little bit about these pictures, Carl.
Okay. Well, the middle pictures, the ones on the left, you already know that's when I was my biggest. The one in the middle and towards the right was more towards the process as I was losing weight, starting to get a little definition in my body. And as you can see, the top pictures and the pictures on the bottom, they're more recent. They're my current physique status right now at the mark that I'm at. Now, I don't want you guys to get discouraged. At 11 months, I still look pretty darn good. It's just that it took me some more time to completely build the physique you see now.
Okay. Um, Now, as we go on down, let's see. Now your abs are like ridiculous. I know that a lot of people take the supplements, but they'll be able to contact you because you got meal plans and workout plans. Because I know women are always asking, but will they be able to handle the workout plans that you have online? Because, like I said, some of them have bad knees, some of them like 300 pounds, 200 pounds.
Well, the meal plans they're customized for every individual. So since we're all different, we our body doesn't don't work the same. We don't lose weight in the same manner. We lose weight in the same manner, but you, we lose weight in the same manner, but at the same
Mhm.
time we don't because our body's very genetic wise. So there are people with injuries that can't do certain workouts. So basically, with what you have available to you, I take that into consideration in building your plans.
So these plans are customized. They're tailor-made like a tailor-made suit because everybody's different. There's no one size
Correct,
fits all.
correct, correct. From the carb intake to your protein intake to your cardio to your workouts, not one plan fits all. It varies between people. What may work for John may not work for Tom. What may work for Mary may not work for Susan.
Okay. And I see you got a lot of people that you've trained and they've had good results. Mm, Now this is another one of you. Let's look at this. Let's see. Computer's kind of low, slow. So let me go back up and take that one down. We'll just keep scrolling down. Okay. And you can tell us, okay, like when you wake up, when a woman wakes up, what's the first thing that she should do? Or a
Um,
man?
well, the first thing they should do, well, would be weigh yourself. Yeah, you're gonna hear people tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't weigh yourself often," but in reality, how are you gonna know the problem? How are you gonna know what was wrong in what you ate if you don't see the result of what it does to you? Most people say you can't see the change that quick, but that's a lie. Your body actually speaks to you every 24 hours. So if you overate the day before, when you wake up in the morning, you will be able to tell that you overate. You will see your lines diminish a little bit. You'll see your weight goes up by a pound or two. Yeah, it might be water, but keep adding on enough water and it'll turn into fat. This
Now,
picture right here was probably before my competition, probably my leanness. As you can see, all of my lines are there. My vascularity is there.
mm-hmm. Now, a lot of women that asked about meal plans and workout plans, some of them want to, they want to target certain areas. Like some women say, the midsection is big and smaller section down low is small, actually below the waist. But then we got some women that have a small waist and small flat stomach, but they're big, they're hippy, big down low. So you have specialized plans to target different areas.
Correct. Now, the way the plans will be specialized will be based off your body composition. What exactly it is that you're trying to improve or increase or decrease. Now, I know a lot of women, their main concern is having a small waist, a bottle-shaped waist, and not all women are gifted genetically, but there are some things you can do with your diet and with your exercise that can actually work towards that goal. You may not have the same size 24 waist as your friend, but you could get as close as you possibly can genetically.
Okay. Let's stop sharing this. Now, what about when women say they use a product or whatever, just say the supplements, they use that and it didn't work. Why wouldn't it work?
Now, like everything, if you're not disciplined, if you're lying to yourself, if you're not sticking to your diet, or if you're not working out and doing your cardio, a lot of people they'll go to the gym and they skip cardio, and they feel that, oh, I worked out, I lifted weights, um, I ate 3 good meals, I'm fine. But it's actually a lot more complicated than that. It's more of a lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? So you have to basically keep up with it. Of course, you're not going to be on a diet your whole life, but once you learn what the certain foods do to you, you'll be able to mix and match. You'll be able to have pizza with your friends one weekend and still maintain your abs because you know what the foods are doing to you, and you know how to control the amounts of food that you're supposed to be eating.
Okay, can you tell the audience some of the worst foods to eat? If this woman or man wants to continually to be overweight, what's some of the worst foods?
Um, the one of the main things that I tell my clients is to stop anything deep fried, anything made in oils that are not olive oil or coconut oil. Those are the healthiest oils. So anything made in those bad oils, deep fried, like French fries, burger patties, things like that, processed foods, those foods they're not meant for. They're really, I'm not gonna say they're not meant for you because they taste good, but they're not meant to be consumed on a regular basis. They're meant to be treats.
Okay. What about Krispy Kreme donuts? Because they taste real good.
Oh, what tastes the best is usually the worst for you. Donuts are good, but the sugar content in those donuts are surprisingly high. So one donut may turn to two, and once you're at that two mark, you're already at 40 grams of sugar. So that sugar turns to fat pretty fast.
Okay, tell them about sodas.
Sodas are a no-go. Any of my clients that I work with, I tell them get yourself some Splenda or get yourself some Crystal Light if you must have some juice. But as far as sodas, the those pop drinks, they're not gonna bring anything good to you. They're high in carbs, high in sugar, and they're just fat in the bottle.
Now I know a lot of women say when they're taking the product or whatever and they stop taking sweets or whatever, they get headaches and all of that. Why is it that they get headaches? Is it from coming off the sugar highs or what?
Well, they're gonna get the headaches because their body is so accustomed to one thing. So the headache is gonna be where the body's saying, "Wait, give us more. What happened? We're supposed to usually give us some sugar around this time." So the headaches are not gonna be. They're not gonna last long. They're gonna be temporary. Like everything, once you break out of it, once you're doing it enough and catching a habit, your body will no longer need it. Once you break that sugar habit for a good 21 days, you'll be able to constantly keep going. But most people, they don't last that long to where it becomes a habit.
So if a woman is having a sugar attack, what should they do? If they're going to have a relapse, like a drug addict or something, what should they do?
Goes back to the Splenda and the artificial sweeteners. There are a lot of artificial sweeteners that you can use. You can still have your sweets and not have all the calories, like stevia, Splenda. You can use any of those. You can add them. Sometimes when I have a sugar high or when I feel like eating some sugar, I'll take a protein shake and I'll add some extra packets of Splenda to it. That way I get like a really sweet protein shake, but yeah, I'm not getting no extra calories.
Okay. Is there anything they can eat, like a candy bar or anything?
There are a few protein bars that are under 5 grams of sugar. If you're gonna eat a candy bar or if you're gonna eat something, you wanna make sure it has the lowest sugar content that you can possibly find. You don't wanna go grab a Hershey that has like 25 grams of sugar. You know what I'm saying? Or if you are gonna get a Hershey, get a mini Hershey. Make a small step. Get a mini Hershey and eat your mini Hershey and then drink some water to try to get out your system. It's all about small steps because you try to make one big step, sometimes it doesn't always go right when you try to do it all at once.
All right. So can you tell them, I know you got meal plans and a lot of them are going to be purchasing your meal plans as well as your workout plans because you're going to specifically design them for their body type. And I'm going to give them that contact information. but can you give them a few tips like for breakfast, some no-nos for breakfast, and some yeses for breakfast and some no's for breakfast?
All right. Well, breakfast since it's your main meal, you're allowed to have that meal is allowed to be bigger than any of your other meals. So if you're gonna do anything crazy, you would want to do it for breakfast when you're getting started. Now, when I say crazy, I don't mean go eat a McGriddle, this and that. No, I mean if you like pancakes, you make your pancakes and you don't use syrup. You try not to use butter. You have your pancakes. You can have carbs. You can have oatmeal. You can add your sweetener to your oatmeal. What I go to for breakfast, and it may seem boring, but I love oatmeal and eggs. Oatmeal and eggs, I have a little recipe where I actually mix them together, where it comes out like a creamy oatmeal, like a creamy porridge. And I can eat that every morning. It's sweet. It fixes my sugar fix, and at the same time, I'm full, ready to go for the next 3 hours. Now, you
Nope.
want to avoid those breakfast sausages, those fried foods. If you're gonna use a breakfast sausage, make sure it's turkey. If you're gonna use meats in the morning, make sure it's turkey or even chicken breast. You can use
Hmm.
chicken breast in the morning. Just want to avoid those deep fried foods, those sausage patties.
Now tell them what bread does to the body. Bread and pastas. Go down that list.
Well, the breads and the pasta, those are the starchy carbs. Those are the carbs that, if you're not active, they sit on you as fast as possible. They're not whole grain, so they don't have too much fiber. They're not the best as far as digesting. If you are gonna have bread or pasta, it's best to have whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, where you're actually getting your recommended doses of fiber for the day. You can have rice as well. You can eat white rice. You can eat brown rice. Most people think, oh, you can't have any rice. That's not true. All that matters is the portions in which you have your food.
Now, how do you feel about these raw almonds that I'm eating?
Almonds, as far as snacking, are great. I would recommend almonds, cashews, peanuts, unsalted, roasted even better. The cashews, roasted, unsalted, and even the salted ones, they don't have too much sodium in there, so you won't go overboard. And salt is a big key as well. You might hear me notice sodium a lot. It's a big key as to why some people don't lose weight. They may be eating veggies and chicken, but their chicken breast is salty as hell, and
Hmm.
they're retaining a whole lot of water, and they don't know that. And then they're in the gym just burning water over and over again, just burning water, burning carbs, and they never really get to the fat.
Oh, okay. Now, how much water should they drink a day, approximately?
Well, I tell most of my clients that are just starting off, you want 3 liters minimum, but you want the goal to be at 5 liters a day. If so, I like to keep a gallon like this with me, and I sit through it throughout the day, and it helps me stay hydrated. Also, with the supplements that I take, when you're taking a fat burner or a detox, you got to help your liver, help your kidneys flush those things out, and the best thing to do it with is water.
So, what about a gallon of water a day?
Yeah, a gallon of water comes out to the equivalent of 5 liters, correct? If you could do the whole gallon.
So, what should they start out early in the morning and take it to work and just sip on it every day, all day?
Well, sipping on it, you probably won't get through the gallon a day. So what I would recommend is to take a few gulps every hour or
Okay.
so. Like that, you'll be able to knock it out most of the time. If you're there sipping, you'll see that it's 6 o'clock and you still got 3/4 of your bottle left.
Now, a lot of the women have jobs where they sit down, like at a computer or a desk or whatever. So, what snacks would you recommend that they take? Because they snack all day. A lot of them say they have that problem. So should they have some raw almonds or the peanuts, like you said, or give us some tips on that?
If they're snacking, they want to make sure that they're snacking on things with low carbs.
Oh,
They want their carbs to be in their main meals and not too much in the snacks. So I like to recommend to a lot of my clients to get a good protein shake that's low in carbs, low in sugar. Get almonds, get cashews. Um, what else? Fruits are great as well. Apples, pears. You can have a banana here and there. You don't want to go too heavy on the bananas because of the sugar, the sugar content. But fruits, nuts, mixed nuts, those will go to for me. Me, I basically eat cashews all day, every day.
Okay. Now, those bananas, you can put that in a shake though, can't you? Because a lot of women, they ask that question about putting a banana in a shake and a little scoop of peanut butter and some chocolate mix.
Correct.
They don't.
For the normal person trying to lose weight, yeah, you can do that. But once again, moderation is key. You don't want to be eating two to, I would give you two bananas the most for the day, but you don't want to be going past that. So if you're going past that and you're having 3 or 4 snacks, you're gonna stock up on extra sugar that you don't need.
Okay. Now for lunch, give us a little example of a lunch.
Well, the lunch, it doesn't have to be too heavy, but at the same time, you want to eat something that's going to sustain you for at least 3 hours, so that you can keep your metabolism going. Lunch, I would recommend, most people like to go with rice. You don't have to be afraid of rice. It's all about the portions. White rice, brown rice. You can even have the whole grain pasta. You can have sweet potatoes. You can have yams. There's some Japanese yams that I use that are very sweet, but it's not bad sugar. It's natural sugar, and they don't. It doesn't affect you the way that Hershey bar would affect you. So for people who like to eat sweet things, there's some
Hmm.
Japanese yams. They come sweet and they're easy to make. They're just like potatoes. You can boil them, put them in the oven, and they actually, to me, way better than sweet potatoes.
Okay. I know a lot of the women say they have a problem around lunchtime where they'll go to like a fast food place and get some fries and a sandwich. So can you tell them what that's doing to them?
Yeah, those saturated fats, those oils that's being reused. You got to keep in mind those fries. They don't change the oil every time they make those new fries. They'll put that oil there in the morning and they'll just keep dipping and dipping until nighttime. Some spots around 5 o'clock when they change shifts, they may change the oil. In some spots, they don't even think about it until nighttime where they have to do the whole cleanup. So I used to work at a Taco Bell and I know exactly what goes on in the back of those spots. So nothing is ever changed. The oil is never changed. So you're using some reused oil that's probably been reused for a whole day, 16, 12 hours. Those are clogging your arteries, making it very hard for the blood to pump, for the heart to pump the blood through your body. And if you are gonna go eat something fast food, I would recommend not to get fries. And if you're gonna get the burger, don't eat that white bread. Just eat the burger with the lettuce. At least you'll be getting some type of protein and veggies. That bread with just is just a whole bunch of sugar. The white bread, a lot of sugar. That's basically what it is. It's just sugar. So if you're gonna go to a fast food spot, there's a lot of healthy options. There's sometimes I go to Wendy's, I don't get a burger, I'll get a Cobb salad, and I'll just put some dressing on there. You can live a little bit. You don't have to be completely down the line, but you just have to know what are the do's and the don'ts.
Okay. Now, a lot of women got husbands and boyfriends, and they keep complaining that they have these big old stomachs. They got little legs and a big old stomach. So, what would you tell them to, um, I guess, to get in their head? Because a lot of them say they're hard headed and they don't want to listen to them. They don't want to take care of themselves. So, what information would you give them?
Well, the most important thing that I would tell them, people with big stomachs are more prone to heart disease and heart failure due to the simple fact that to get a big stomach, you have a lot of accumulation of fat in your midsection. And what is also in your midsection? Your vital organs in your heart. So if you have a whole bunch of accumulation of fat in your midsection, you're first off prone to a heart attack. You're like at the top of the list for heart attack or a stroke or anything that has to do with your arteries. So you would want to take that into consideration if you have, little kids. You want to stay around for them, especially to the parents out there. If you don't do it for you, do it for the little ones because you got to be there to make sure that they know what's right and what's wrong. And if you're not there because you chose to eat a whole bunch of burgers or you chose to eat this food and go to sleep and not take care of your health, then it's a double-edged sword.
Okay. I know there was another question that people had asked, and they said they've been working out, but nothing's happening. So are they just working out wrong, or they wasting their time? Because the women, a lot of them say, "Well, I go to the gym, but nothing's happening."
I hear that a lot from a lot of people. Now, if you don't know your resting heart rate, and you don't know your working heart rate, you'll never know when you're burning fat or when you're just sweating. What I like to do is I like to get my heart rate for most of my clients so that when I make their plans, I make sure that the cardio that they're doing is at an intensity level to where they're burning fat. I also make sure that they're doing their cardio at a proper time. You'll see people go in the gym and they'll do 30 minutes on the bike, dripping, sweating, and they go lift a little bit of weights. In reality, you're not doing anything but tiring yourself out. You probably don't even reach the fat burning plateau that you think you did. I would recommend you warm up for 5, max 10 minutes, doing your little cardio on the bike, and you want majority of your time to be on weighted movements. Weighted movements, you're going to burn the most glycogen, and to burn through the glycogen is to get to the fat because you have to go through the glycogen, through the carbs before you get to the fat. So the weights do that. So by the time you get back to your cardio, you're in a fat burning zone. You're not burning nothing else but fat because that's the only source of energy your body is going to be using.
Okay, now the women that are listening, they're gonna be asking, okay, well, I'm a woman, and you talking about me lifting these weights. So go into a little bit more detail on that.
You can lift weights up till you're 80 years old. It's all about the weight that you're actually lifting and the contraction that you're actually getting with the muscle. Women have the idea of thinking, oh, I'm gonna lift weights and look like a man. That is not true because first of all, you're a woman and your body doesn't pump testosterone like a man. So what happened to a man lifting 200 pounds, even a woman lifting 200 pounds, would be very difficult for her to achieve a manly figure. A lot of women that you see with manly figure are not with manly figures naturally. You get what I'm saying? They're either taking some type of supplement that's helping their body composition or whatnot. And even women who've been in the gym for 5, 10 years, you see them in a dress, they look sexy. You know, you see them in gym clothes, they still look sexy. They have some definition, but they look sexy. Now, I know you girls here probably see the women on Instagram that are cut up like men. Now, that's a whole different level. If you're just trying to be healthy, you don't have to get to that point. And to get to that point, you have to do a lot more than just diet and exercise.
Okay. Now they've gotten off work, they're going home. So give us a little bit on dinner.
Dinner, if you're eating your dinner around 6 o'clock, you want to make sure that your dinner is not high on carbs. Carbs are the main key to you losing weight. Protein is the main key to you losing and gaining muscle. Carbs is the key for you losing and gaining weight. When you want to lose weight, you want to have your carbs at a certain level and you want to eat your carbs at a certain time. Now, naturally, our body is works biologically. So when 6 o'clock comes around, when the sun starts to set, your body enters a mode, especially if you're not an active person, if you're just getting off of work, it's entering a recovery mode. So it's not going to use those carbs for energy anymore because majority of your effort has already been done throughout the day. So those carbs are what are they going to be? They're going to be stored if you're not moving around and doing any extra work. So for dinner, you basically want to have light carbs. If you are going to have a rice, you want to keep the rice a little bit less than what your average intake will be throughout the day. For example, if you're allowed 100 grams for one of your carb meals, which is about a big spoonful, when you get home, you can have half a spoon and make sure that the rest of your meal is veggies and protein. You want 40% veggies and protein, 40% veggies and protein, and with a good 20% carbs as far as a nighttime meal.
All right. Now, we've had a lot of questions where women say they've hit a plateau.
I hear about plateaus a lot, and the reason to them are usually right there in the open, but we just lack the knowledge to know it. A lot of the reasons people have plateaus are the salts that they use, the seasonings they use, the oils that they use, the way that they do their cardio, and the intensity in their workouts. Some people actually lie to themselves. They see themselves sweating, they think that they're working hard, but not really. I can sweat walking for 15 minutes. It doesn't mean I'm working hard. You get what I'm saying? So you just really have to know what intensity level you have to be working at. You have to make sure that your seasonings and your salts are on point because you could be eating the healthy foods, but if you're making them the wrong way and preparing them the wrong way, you're not really doing too much good to yourself.
Now,
So
well,
as far as plateaus, it really comes down to the small things that are usually overlooked. Cardio, training intensity, and the way you're prepping your food, the seasonings and your salts.
Now, how do they know that if they working out hard enough? If they tired, I mean, most people figure if they sweating or they kind of tired that they working out hard.
Well, if you don't have a personal trainer, or you haven't worked with a personal trainer, it'll be very hard to know unless you basically Google it and find out where your heart rate has to be. Because for you to burn fat, your heart rate has to be at a certain level. It has to be within 65 to 85% of your working heart rate. Most people there's a resting heart rate and there's a working heart rate. Now, there's a mathematical calculation in which you can use to get your working heart rate to make sure for example, when you're on an elliptical machine, there are two things where you can put your hand there and they'll tell you your heart rate. Most people just do it and take their hand off and don't pay attention to it. But if you see that heart rate, you can actually go on Google and see what's my working heart rate. And they'll ask you for your resting heart rate, they'll ask you for your age and for your height, and they'll tell you what your working heart rate should be. And your goal is to make sure you get to that level and sustain that level for at least 15 to 20 minutes.
So if you do sustain that level for 15, 20 minutes, what's going to happen?
You're going to basically be in your fat burning zone. Your body's going to stop using the carb, it's going to stop using the water, and it's going to use the fat for energy. Because fat and muscles are supposed to be the first sources of energy, but the body uses carbs and water. It uses carbs for immediate energy, and if you're taking way more carbs than you need, then those extra carbs get stored.
Okay. Now, we also had a lot of questions of women that say they don't have time to go to the gym or they don't feel comfortable going to the gym. So what could they do at home? I know you'll let them know a lot of specialized plans in your the meal plans and the workout plans and all that, but can you give some of the viewers just a little peek?
If they have basic weights at their house, anything weighing from 5 to 15 pounds, you can work out. You get what I'm saying? You can even work out without weights. That's called calisthenics. It's basically using your body weight. There are a whole bunch of different variations of ways of working out where you don't actually have to go to the gym. You get what I'm saying? But you just have to keep in mind it all depends on the goal that you want. If you want to just lose weight, you don't have to go to the gym. Now, if you want to build muscle, you need some type of weight stimulation. And if you only have 15 pounds at your house, you're not going to build too much muscle.
Okay. Now, most of the questions that we got from the women, they said that the majority said they wanted to lose weight and tone.
Lose weight and tone. I hear that a lot. They ask, a lot of the guys and the women, they ask me, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to look skinny. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to look skinny. A lot of people are going to tell you that it's impossible to do it, but it actually is possible. You just have to know exactly what to eat, when to eat, and how to work out, which is basically the three most important things. Because you can actually burn fat and increase muscle, because the more muscle you have, the more fat that you burn. So using weights is going to help you build the muscle. And as you build the muscle, it'll help you burn more fat, because the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. That's facts. That can be proven. So as you're lifting weights to burn muscle, you're naturally burning more fat throughout the day without even working out. The more muscle you have, that's why the people who you see who are fit, they can eat burgers 2 times a week, or they can eat a whole pizza. Due to the simple fact that their body is a fat burning machine already. So you just have to get yourself to that level.
Okay. Let's see. I want to go to, share this screen. Let's talk a little bit about meal prepping. Is that important?
Yeah, it's important, because if your meals aren't ready, 7 times out of 10, you're probably gonna cheat. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not ready, as long as you have them in your house, you'll have a better chance of being successful. The people who have to call the restaurant or call for their food when they're hungry, those are the people who fail a lot, because the one time you don't feel like eating healthy, you're just gonna call for a pizza. You get what I'm saying? But if you know you got some chicken downstairs, you have eggs downstairs, you have some rice and potatoes downstairs, even if you prep your meals 2 meals at a time, like me, I don't prep a whole day's worth of meals. I don't have the time for that. I'll prep 2 meals at a time, and if I'm gonna be out for more than 3 hours, I'll prep 3 meals at a time. But I've never been a big fan of prepping my food for the whole week. I find that to be boring, and I don't like eating too much cold food. So I'd rather make my food when I need it. I have that discipline, and I'll make it two. I'll make 2 to 3 meals ahead of time, just to save me some time.
Now tell us a little bit about this picture and this trophy.
Yeah, that was my recent show that I did. I took second. I recently started competing in men's physique. That was like a beginner show, a novice show. I took second out of 19, out of a group of 19 guys. I should have took first, but I didn't take first due to a opposing error. But it won't happen again, though.
Okay. Let's see. Now that's just a big difference in you.
Yeah.
But you look dark on this picture and light on the other one. Is that because of the camera?
No, that's actually because to go on stage you put on tan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you put on a tan or bronzer, so to get all your lines to show a lot better when you're on stage. As you can see on my other pictures, when I'm on stage, I look a lot browner, but still a little darker.
Okay. Let's see. See the vitamins. Now, when somebody goes to your page, because a lot of people are going to be going to your page because we'll be sharing it on our page. Actually, we'll go to the page. We'll go to one of our pages. So we have you over here on our page. So a lot of people, they're going to be clicking on here. They're going to read. Then they're going to use your coupon code because I know you're offering them a discount, so which is good. And then when they go back to your page, let's go to your page. Carlitos_fitness way. So now I like that heading. Want to burn fat, create abs, and build muscle at the same time. That's like what everybody wants.
That's the magic pill everybody looks for.
Yeah. Okay. Learn how I went from 248 pounds to 165. So they click here. We'll see what happens. Okay. So they're gonna leave Instagram. We'll go to your page. Okay. How I went from 248 to 165 pounds and got the baddest abs. Now, what's the key on them abs? What's the trick? Is it, some people tell me that they say that abs are created in the kitchen.
They are created in the kitchen. That's 100% true. But they are a muscle, just like every other muscle. So they need stimulation. So when I was first starting off, I used to work my abs 3 times a week. I would have one weighted session that was about 45 minutes long. And I would have 2 non-weighted sessions that were about 30 minutes long, where I'm just focusing on abs. And that basically helped me to where when I got lean enough, I didn't have flat abs. There are people when they get lean, their abs are flat and they won't really poke out. When I was lean, my abs, they had some density to them because I used to work them. I used to provide some stimulation. So to anybody looking for the abs, always work them from the beginning, work them just like any other muscle. And if they're a lagging muscle, which they are because you can barely see them, you want to incorporate at least 2 ab workouts a week.
Okay. Now, I know you had another link. I want to go to that other link because you had another link that you had up there, your second link. You know the second link for your on your page?
Mm-hmm.
The one that was one Carlitos or whatever, and it had your meal plan and all that. That second link. So I think I want to go to that.
That's the link that's there. That should be the link that's on my page now. You'll have access to the meal plan.
I don't think that link is up there. Is it? Are you sure? Maybe I need to refresh. Let me refresh my screen, maybe.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. Well, let me refresh my screen. I'll go here. See what happens. I need to refresh the screen. Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
So refresh Instagram. All right. So I click here and they'll see this. And actually, they'll be able to scroll down. So on this first one, how I went from 248 to 165. Okay, you talk about the supplements. Then they can go here and use the coupon code. Uh, Let me share the screen because they can't see the screen. So here, share the screen. I'll go back. Okay, this is, let me see. We'll go to Instagram. So we're on Instagram and we click that link. Okay, so it's taking us to this page. We'll scroll down the first one. Okay, they can get supplements on losing weight, detoxing. The second one here is, okay, you got a meal plan to lose weight. Now, what I like about your meal plans is specifically designed for your body type to help you lose weight.
Correct.
So they fill this form out. Okay. Now your meal plans are very inexpensive.
Correct. They're economy friendly. They're simple to follow. If you have discipline, and even at the bottom of the totem pole, you'll be able to manage with it because it doesn't require much.
Okay. Now the second thing, you offer a meal plan and a workout regimen, and I think that's really good because a lot of people, they need to know what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, but they also need to know how to work out, what to work out.
Correct. There's a lot of people who are already in the gym and don't know what to eat. Those meal plans are great for them, but there are those people who are lost on both ends as far as working out and what to eat. And that's what I would recommend there. Basically the meal plan and the workout guide together.
So that's only $40, which
Correct.
is very good. Okay. Then, if people just want to talk to you, you offer a free consultation. Let's click on here.
Correct.
So on here, you're asking them questions. How many times a day do they eat? Do you do cardio every day? So you're asking them some basic questions. So if somebody was to fill this form out and submit it to you, they put their name, phone number, all that information in here. Are you gonna call them back?
Yeah, I contact them right away. Basically start speaking to them to see exactly what their goals are, where they're trying to get to. If the problem is in the kitchen or if the problem is in the gym, and from there on, we start working. If the problem is in the gym, I help them with that. If the problem is in the kitchen, I help them with that. And at the same time, I'll let them know that it's not just gym and kitchen, your recovery is important as well. And if you have supplementation that helps with your recovery, you're gonna get to your goals a lot faster. Fat burner or detox, like what I'm currently using, will get a whole lot faster because you're helping your body recover. The better you can recover, the faster you can progress.
Okay, so all right, because a lot of times people fill these forms out and they're really not expecting somebody to contact them, but you really contact the people. All
I
right.
really contact them. Most of the plans are built from scratch, so it's custom. It's built to you.
Okay. If somebody wanted to contact you, of course they can go to your Instagram. Give us your Instagram again.
That's Carlitos underscore fitness way.
Okay. Let me pull that up on the screen. Carlitos underscore
fitness way.
All right. Now, what's your email?
My email is CUTZ dot AN dot gains GAINZ at gmail.com. Cuts and gains at gmail.com.
Okay.
You can write me there for if you have any information as far as how to get started with the meal plans or whatnot. As you can see, it's on the link right there on the bottom.
Okay. All right. Well, you've given us a lot of information. We'll be sharing this on Facebook, Instagram. We're going to be sharing some of it on YouTube. We're also going to send it out to all of our members because I know a lot of them will be contacting you because a lot of them are taking the supplements, but they do want a meal plan, and we offer them a regular meal plan, but you have a meal plan specifically designed for their body type and a workout plan. So with
Correct.
all of this great information, they have no reason of not failing. They should succeed.
Correct.
Failure is not an option.
It's not an option.
Anything you want to leave them with?
Basically, what I want to tell them is don't give up. Take it one step at a time, and just imagine yourself a year from now. That's what I kept telling myself. And as you can see, look at me a year from now. So it's definitely worth it. Just keep going. Take it one step at a time. Don't let the negativity distract you. Make sure your diet, your supplementation, and your workouts are in check. Those three things are in check, you're good to go.
Okay.